Hi friends! Whales are the largest creatures in the history of our planet. The influence of whales on nature is as great as their influence on humans and our culture. In my opinion, they are cool. I really love them. You can call me Prince Whale. That sounds strange. Anyway, you wouldn't think their existence would affect our lives, but let's see what the world would be like without whales. Let's take a moment to admire one of the coolest representatives of this species. The blue whale is the largest and heaviest creature that has ever lived on Earth. Yes, much larger than all the dinosaurs you know. Its size is equivalent to a Boeing 737, and its weight is 4 times that of the plane. The longest blue whale ever measured was over 33 meters long, longer than a baseball field. It weighs up to 200 tons, or about 30 African elephants, the largest land creatures today. Its tongue alone weighs as much as 2 hippopotamuses, and 100 people could fit into its mouth. We once tried it at a company party, but we could only feed 74 people in there. Then the whale swallowed them. Oh my, we also lost the entire sales team. Just kidding. Actually, with this size, the blue whale is one of the least dangerous creatures in the sea. There has never been a recorded blue whale attack on humans in the last 100 years, so you might be safe swimming next to it. And I know you will be surprised by how small their eyes are compared to that large body, only the size of a grapefruit. There are various species of whales, and they are all divided into 2 groups, baleen whales and toothed whales. The toothed kind obviously have teeth, and they tend to be hunters. Meanwhile, baleen whales have filters similar to toothbrushes instead of teeth, and they eat small organisms like plankton and krill. So once again, if you swim next to a whale and see its eyeball, first make sure whether it has teeth. All right, whales are indeed amazing, but let's return to the initial question, a world without whales. Let's start with our history. In ancient times, and I wasn't born then, people believed that 3 great whales carried our planet on their backs. Those whales swam across the endless ocean of life. Of course, that was before astronomers discovered that the Earth floats in space and revolves around the sun due to its gravitational pull. However, the concept of the 3 whales still became a popular tale. So if there were no whales, what would people imagine? Is the Earth on the back of a seal? A shark? 3 elephants on a turtle? Oh, that one does exist. Let's continue. How about the story of a sailor who sails to an island and then realizes it's the back of a whale? That concept and visual make a great plot for movies and books. If there were no whales, the whaling ship Essex would never have encountered the giant sperm whale. This event would not have inspired Herman Melville to write one of the best books of the 19th century, Moby Dick. But that's just an old book. Hey, wait a minute! Did you know that Starbucks is named after one of the characters in that novel? Remember Starbuck, the first mate on that ship and one of its main characters? You haven't read it, have you? If there were no whales, there would be no Starbucks. All right, maybe that coffee shop would use another name. Not only the true story of Essex inspired Melville to write Moby Dick, the author actually also worked on a whaling ship and had been hunting whales for a long time. Why? Because humans have been doing it for thousands of years and still do it. Humans started hunting whales to take their blubber, which was used for oil lamp fuel. The oil was also used to make soap and cosmetics. Without whales, would humans have found another source, or would we not have discovered soap? Baleen was essential during the whaling era, also known as whalebone. That spine-like object was used to make ropes, nets, plates, clothing. At that time, baleen was as popular as plastic is today. Fashion would also change completely. Without baleen, we wouldn't have corsets. To be shaped like a Spanish guitar will never become a fashionable trend. Perhaps the pear shape will become the standard of beauty. Let me know in the comments what changes you imagine if whales did not exist, but the biggest impact is on the food chain and the rich marine life. Without killer whales, the population of sea lions, squids, and seals will increase, and if the number of sea lions increases, it means the number of shrimp and mollusks will drastically decrease because they like these crunchy creatures. Lobster dishes are already expensive now, but without whales, the price will become even higher. Seafood will become a luxury commodity. Even common fish will feel the effects. Blue whales eat small krill. When a whale defecates, let's imagine it for a moment. Wow, it's huge! Blue whale feces provide a food source for phytoplankton. Phytoplankton are eaten by regular fish. Then those small fish are eaten by larger fish, and so on. That's the cycle of life. Phytoplankton also play a significant role in controlling greenhouse gases. They help remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. If the world had no whales, the entire planet could be much hotter. If whales disappear, the ocean will also lose its songs. Whales, birds, bats, and humans are Earth's creatures that can sing. Male whales sing songs to attract female whales, and female whales sing lullabies to their young. Amazingly, each of their songs is unique and never repeats. The sound of these songs reaches a radius of thousands of kilometers. There are only a few sounds in the ocean. So without whales, the ocean would be the quietest place. By the way, if there were no whales, dolphins would also not exist, in the sense that whales never existed on Earth. Dolphins and porpoises are types of whales. Even toothed whales like killer whales are large dolphins. If there were no whales, then who would be the largest creature on Earth? Correct, the African elephant. However, if whale species never existed, the African elephant might have a rival, or a larger family. Yes, elephants and whales are relatives. I'm sure you know whales are not fish. They are mammals that live in the sea. They do not have gills and cannot breathe underwater. These animals inhale air through a blowhole on their head every 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the species. By the way, toothed whales have only one blowhole, but baleen whales have two, and there are many other ways to distinguish them. By the way, there is a theory from millions of years ago. Egg wasn't born at that time. Animals like whales initially walked on land. They looked like pigs or large hippos, and the hippos you know now share the same ancestors with whales. The same goes for other hoofed creatures like cows, deer, giraffes, and sheep. The pigs before these whales lived near the ocean. They were increasingly cornered closer to the water by dangerous predators coming into their territory. Yes, eventually, they had no choice but to jump into the water and start a new life as aquatic mammals. Alright, it's not that simple. This evolutionary process took millions of years. However, over time, their hooves and legs changed into fins. Even whales and dolphins still have hip bones to this day. They do not use them at all. Those bones just sit there and gradually disappear, just like the tailbone in humans. So what if those prehistoric pigs had not gone into the water? Denny, there would be house-sized pigs rolling in the mud right now. And giant hippos would be the kings of the savannah. It's hard to predict, but maybe they wouldn't be bigger than their current form. And because gravity is much weaker when you are in the water, whales do not feel their immense weight because they do not rely on their limbs to support it. This factor allows these animals to grow very large. Additionally, body metabolism runs slower in cold water compared to on land. As a result, whales accumulate more fat and grow very large. Another factor might be that there is little danger for whales in the water, so they can reproduce and evolve without hindrance. This whale story is amazing, isn't it? Hey, if you learned something new today, click the like button on this video, then